Do you ever wish the narcissist would just hurry up and find a new supply so that they leave you alone? Fun fact, they don't always leave you alone when they get a new supply for their ego. Many narcissists require multiple sources. Take my abuser, for example. It's story time. So the last time I shared a meal with my abuser was November 2020. He asked me for one final discussion about our future. We met up, we went to Taco Bell, and we went to a park to talk. I demanded that we be in a public place because obviously the past few times we'd been alone, he assaulted me. I should note that I was still very much in the trauma bond, just to give you some context. So there we sat by the lake eating tacos, and he was telling me how much I meant to him and how much he wanted to reconcile officially. Our whole time apart, he had been constantly telling me that we were living apart, but we were still together, working on ourselves, but neither one of us would have other relationships. He said that he had some issues that he needed to work out from a mental health perspective and that he just needed to get away. His business was floundering and he wanted to start over. He had an opportunity to work in a different country for a few months and kind of consult on this project, and then he wanted to come back, be together, be a family, and restart. He told me how much he loved me, and he talked about our future, our retirement, and what the next year would look like for us. And I said, I will only consider this if you go to therapy, you get clean from the coke addiction. He agreed to it, and that weekend he stopped by the house and we reconnected. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest, I felt hopeful about the future. He sounded like he was just finally taking responsibility for what he had done, and he was getting the help that he needed, the help that I had been begging him to get for months. It wasn't until 2 weeks later, when I was sitting at the kitchen table at 6:30 p.m. on a Saturday night, that the police called me and asked me to stop harassing his girlfriend. I was utterly confused. They said the name of this woman that I'd never heard of. I asked for more details, and the officer could tell that he was the first person to tell me that my partner had a girlfriend. It didn't take a rocket scientist to realize that the girl that he had befriended over the summer, who, by the way, also attempted to befriend me at one point, telling me, "Don't worry, girl, I don't want your man. He's gross and he dresses like crap," was the woman that he was talking about as his girlfriend. So here I am, hearing him beg me back and planning our life, and she's over here calling the police about me harassing her when I was completely unaware of the dynamic of their relationship. At this point, they had been together for 5 months. So this was a pivotal moment for me, the moment that I decided I was done. And so I told him it was over. We spoke once the next month in December, when I took the idea of us just off the table forever. So trust me when I tell you that the new supply doesn't mean that you're in the clear. He proceeded to inflict emotional abuse, and through the abuse tactic of triangulation was even able to manipulate the new supply into believing that he was the victim, and ultimately made her one of my abusers. One day I'll let you know if the post-separation abuse ever stops. But I do want to share with you that despite the ongoing abuse, there isn't a day that goes by that I am not so grateful for having found what I needed to inside of myself to just leave him for good. Ending the cycle was the best decision that I ever made.
Stronger.